Hey everyone, it's me, Coffee Stitcher. It is the Sunday after Christmas. I hope everyone had a really good Christmas. If you got stitchy stuff and you wanted it, awesome. If you got stitchy stuff and got money for it, awesome. If you got stitchy stuff or wanted stitchy stuff and didn't get any, I'm sorry. But I hope everyone had a very good Christmas for those who celebrate. If not, I hope you had a good weekend and week in general. This was probably my best Christmas that I've had as an adult, and definitely tied with the best Christmas I had as a child. So it was a really good Christmas. I did get a little bit of stitchy stuff. I got some new clothes. I got the usual stuff. I did get some and I got some money to put towards the Stitch Knit sale. And I still have part of my Christmas bonus at work. I did spend a little bit of my money online, so we'll have some stitchy stuff coming probably this week. I know I'm getting my Under the Sea fabrics this week. Yes. And I think just the threads may be coming this week, but I don't know if the holidays have kind of messed Liz up, which if they have, I completely understand. All right. So, we've got all sorts of good stuff. I guess we'll start with my haul, and then we'll do my whip updates. We'll talk a little bit about next year, and, then my last bit of Christmas with Oz, and I'll go into what'll be January's theme. Alright, so the first thing was my Fabric of the Month from Dye Stitch Love. This is Silent Night on 32 count linen, non-opal, and it's a stunning shades of blue. I mean, it's just gorgeous. It would be good for a mermaid, or just, it could be good for a lot of things. It's absolutely beautiful. Yet another Lourdes outdoing herself with awesome. I have a collection of fabrics that will go into that. So it's stunning. It's absolutely stunning. So there we go. Then Stitchwise for Christmas, I did, like I said, I ordered some stuff, but what I did get were 2 books from the boyfriend. One was the Star Trek cross-stitch book, which has some really entertaining things. Some towels. My 2 favorite things. One is this. Oh, that's the chart. Hang on. Let me get the actual picture. One is a red shirt and it says expendable. And I think that's hilarious. And I had to explain that to him because he doesn't really like Star Trek, which makes me a little sad, but that's okay. I really loved that, and probably should have bookmarked all these. There's one that's a Home Sweet Home in Klingon. So Konos Sweet Konos. Although I think I mispronounce it. I think it's actually Kronos, but I've always said Konos. You get a holodeck one that says whatever happens on the holodeck stays on the holodeck. And then it also does some ornaments. There's a Starfleet sampler in the traditional, but then there's one in Klingon. And I think that's it. And it gives you a traditional, a Star Trek. It gives you a border. There's a border sampler, so that you can design your own. So it's a really, really clever book. I look forward to dipping into this, because it's got some really cool things. So the Star Trek cross stitch book, and then this one, The Art of William Morris and Cross Stitch, and it's got some really gorgeous things in it. Almost everything seems to basically be designed for NAVA 80, Ada, or Navy linen. But I'm trying to find, it's a little difficult in some cases. Like there's this one, it's a Violet's bed linen. Peace be in this house. I mean, it's got some really just absolutely gorgeous things. There's this jeweled box. And I do believe it's out of print. And he picked it specifically, he said, because it had such pretty things in it from the pictures he saw that he thought maybe I could use them in some capacity. I love this tray. That tray is gorgeous. I don't know where I would find a tray for it to work in, but it's gorgeous. So it's just filled with stuff like this. There's a bell pull. And it's basically all charted in DMC. So it's a really, really stunning book. It doesn't really seem to be much difficult-wise. It does use some Kreinik. I'm trying to think. It uses cross-stitch. There's the stab stitch. Which I'm not too familiar with. I guess there are some half and back stitch and some petit point. There's a buttonhole stitch, but I don't remember where that was used. And then some of them are just more finishing stitches. But it tells you how to make a pillow and several other things. So it's a really nice book. It's from Reader's Digest. It was published in '96, so like I said, I'm pretty sure it's out of print. But I know I've seen this at some of the used bookstores locally and flipped through it. But it's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. So definitely something during Mania will be pulled from there. Possibly the bell pull. And it may even be done on that Silent Night. Alright, so whip updates. So on Screamhouse, I discovered that it takes about, now granted, this is sitting there and not just stitching to stitch. It's like sitting there on lunch talking to people and, responding to text messages. So probably could be done a little bit quicker, but it takes, I don't think I started any of the others yet. It takes about an hour to do the back stitch and the pearl cotton around one. So there we go. The first one is done. So I should be able to get at least one more done on the pearl. Because I've got Monday, Tuesday. I may even get 2 more done, because Wednesday and Thursday are normal work days. So I may manage to get 2 more of the walls done. And then I'll start in on my next parts of Screamhouse, which will be the last roof piece and the floor of the next house. So and Screamhouse, if you'll remember, is going to be my at work on lunch project. And then this week I've been working more on Wizard because I really wanted to try, and I think I just might do it, really wanted to try and get a page finish on Wizard one more before the new year. So, as you probably recall, I had a little bit of the Tin Man. So here's where I'm at. I got all of Tin Man done, so now I'm just doing the background fill-in, and then I can do my back stitch. I didn't really do any changes. There were a couple of places where, it wanted the regular grass color, and I didn't because, quite honestly, it was a quarter stitch. I didn't see the need, especially if it was a spot where the only time that color was going to be used was for that one quarter stitch. I thought, you know what? We're just going to go ahead and do this one here. Don't think it'll make any difference. And then I also put a number 4 Kreinik in the white part of Tin Man, so he sparkles a little bit. So I'm going to try and there's a little bit of Yellow Brick Road, but the rest of this is all the grass. So I think I can probably get all of that done before New Year's Day. It's going to depend. I'm not going to get a whole lot of time to stitch either New Year's Eve or Tuesday, so I may end up taking this one to work with me for that reason. Sorry, itchy nose. Because, and then what we have starting is going to be, let's see, oh, my paper got bent a little bit. I will have the first of my Brooks Books characters, because I'm actually going to unstitch this, because I didn't realize when I got the chart pack that it came with it. So Dorothy's going to be the first one up. So I'll start Dorothy on New Year's Day. And then once Dorothy is done, then I'll start Magical Creatures. So, I'm not going to rush myself to really get those both done within the first week or two. I think I probably will, but I'm not going to rush myself simply because I know going into it there's a lot going on. And the first of every month is not going to be this crazy. It's only really this one. So unfortunately, two of my starts for Mania will be the character of the month, so Dorothy. Lion, and then whatever the May, and I think May is the wizard section of Cloud's Factory. So two of my five have already been picked for sure. So, but be that as it may. Okay. So there was all of that. So that's what's coming. I'm not planning any more new starts for the start of the year. I think I've got enough going on. So there was that. All right, so the last part, well, first we'll do, obviously this is the last week for Christmas in Oz. So next week we'll start with January, and we're going to do new Oz items. So these are going to be things that are within the last couple of years having come out. So I haven't set a time frame yet, probably within the last 10 years, because I'm not going to just show you DVD box sets, because that would be really lame. So I'll show you some of the new things that have come out over the last couple of years. And then February is obviously, because of love, going to be Tin Man month, and I will show you some of my fun Tin Man collectibles. I don't know yet which ones, but I'm sure I can dig up, there may only be 3 Sundays in February, depending on when the month starts, but regardless, it will be Tin Man themed. And then March for green probably will be Emerald City related, because I'm sure I've got at least several interesting Emerald City things. One of which I'm going to have to take the camera to, because there's no way in hell it's getting moved. So, alright, well, that all said, I guess I'll show you the last part of these. And I apologize, someone made the comment, I think it was Lori, on my stocking, that there was a set of ornaments they'd made. Well, they did. Busilla did release a set of ornaments the same year as the stocking, but in the 70s, they did a whole line of felt ornaments, needlepoint ornaments, plastic canvas. I mean, they did all the different types of crafty things you could do, they did the ornaments in. And my mom worked that holiday season at a department store downtown that no longer exists, and bought these to do. This would be probably, I want to say, 73, 74-ish. Obviously, I was nowhere on the horizon, and what I was going to be obsessed over was even farther off on the horizon. But she made a set of 4 Wizard of Oz ornaments, and they always hang on the tree. This year they didn't because of the way things went out. But this was why I had to do that stocking. So here's the lion, and I've always loved that he wears pajamas. And his little eyes are sequins with beads. Here's the Tin Man. And he's got his little heart. These are also significantly easier than the ones that I have. Then there's the Scarecrow. And they basically kept the same design for them. The lion doesn't wear pajamas, but otherwise they're basically the same. So there's the Scarecrow. And he's got, I don't know how well you can tell, but he has sort of a little heart there too. And then here's little Dorothy. And she's bald on the back of her head, but she does have her apron bow, which I thought was kind of cute. I always thought was cute. And she wears little ruby slippers, of course. So Mom made those, and so that's why I made the stocking. And these are, quite honestly, my favorite of all of the Oz Christmas ornaments. They're cute, they're charming, and they've just always been there. I don't remember any time these didn't exist because they were always there. So for me, that's part of my little Christmas with my Oz stuff. So, like I said, they were, to me at least, the best for last. I hope you agree. So again, Merry Christmas to everyone, to all of my Texas friends out there who were affected by the tornadoes, which I don't think anybody was. I think everybody came up okay. We'll get you through it. For everyone who didn't get hurt, I'm very glad you didn't. So here we go. Let's see what 2016 is going to bring us. Merry belated Christmas again, and Happy Early New Year.